Hello, and thank you for choosing Kennel, and welcome to the tutorial on configuring your website for public access. Once you have contacted Kennel to add the public access feature, you will need to configure your website. Let's start at your home page on Kennel to begin the configuration process. You will need to hover over the settings in the upper right-hand corner of your Kennel homepage. Once you do that, several links will appear. You want to select Public Access. This will navigate you to the Public Access configuration page. You will need to visit each section to make the necessary selections and to customize the information your customers will see. First, let's expand the Company Information section. The first item is your company name. Kennel auto-populates this, so your name will automatically appear. This information may be edited. Then you will select the type of service that you will be offering through online reservations. For this example, we will select Yes for day boarding. If you don't have day boarding or you use the daycare module, then you would select No. Now you will need to select the type of configuration you will have for your public website. It is imperative that you discuss this with your webmaster, so your selection will fit your needs and website capabilities. Once you select the type of configuration, the code for that type of configuration will appear in the box below. Here is an example of what an embedded configuration would look like on our website. Of course, if you choose embedded, it would be embedded to your website. Here is an example of what linked configuration would look like. In order to sign in and make reservation requests, your customer will need to select Login. This will take them to a generic login page. And here is an example of what a new pop-up window would look like. In order to sign in and make reservation requests, your customer will need to click on the Login button. Depending on the customer's browser, either a new tab or a pop-up window will appear with a generic login page. For this tutorial, we are going to choose Embedded. In the box below, we see the code that you would need to send to your webmaster. You would simply copy this code and send it to your webmaster by pasting it into an email. It will need to be added to your website in order for your customer to be able to use your new public access feature. Now let's expand the Welcome Email section. This is where you will find the welcome email that will be sent when your customer signs up for online reservations. The subject field contains the actual subject line that will appear in your welcome email. It auto-populates to what you see here, but it may also be customized. The email is customizable as well. You will notice that there are some templates that are encased in $signs. These are templates that will auto-populate with the information you and your customer provide. The customer's first and last name and your company name will auto-populate in each email sent for a new online reservation customer. Each section will have a different set of $sign templates available for substituting information. You might want to add a sentence like, "We can't wait for Pugsy to stay with us." You would use a template to insert the pet's name within the sentence. Click the Template Toolbar button, then click the drop-down arrow to view the available templates and insert the pet's name into the sentence. Or you may not want to add anything, and it is just as easy to delete. This is your email, so make it your own by adding more or different language. It might be nice to add a complimentary closing to the letter. We will add best regards above the company name. Here's an example of what your customer would receive, showing the changes in the auto-populated templates. Now, let's move on and expand the Forgotten Reset Password email section. Here you can review the email that would be sent if your customer requests a new password for their online reservation account if they forgot their password. This email can also be customized like the welcome email. For this tutorial, we will leave the email as is. Now we'll select boarding room sizes. You will have the opportunity to select kennel types you want your customer to be able to choose. For example, you may offer an isolation or temporary holding room, but you don't want your customer to be able to reserve or see those choices. You may also want to change the name because you want the customer to see something different. To demonstrate this, we will remove pet sitting and change medium-ish to 2 small dogs, and change smallish to 1 small dog. This is just an example. Make the changes that fit your business. For this tutorial, we will include all kennel sizes as named. You can simply uncheck and then recheck the box, and the description will change back to the default. Okay, now we will expand the boarding room help section. This is where you will want to help your customer in selecting the correct size kennel for their pet. What you will want to do is add pound ranges, number of pets, and pet type that each kennel size will accommodate. The ranges can overlap. This is a simplified example. You may add a short paragraph about each size so the customer will understand what their choices are. Make the changes that fit your business. This is what your customer will see. Next, let's move to the boarding request email. This is the email your customer will receive once they have made an online reservation request. Remember, emails are customizable. You can make changes you want or leave them as is. For example, you might want to bold the line, "You will receive a confirmation email once our staff has reviewed your request." However, for this tutorial, we will leave it as is. Now, let's select the boarding reservation approved email. Once you approve the reservation request, you will send an email letting the customer know that you have reserved a spot for their pet. Like the other emails, this one may be customized. This one will remain the same for the tutorial. In the area below the line, the details of the reservation will auto-populate in the email you send. The detail of the reservation that is auto-populated is pulling information from your Kennel Link site. This information may be customized, but you must contact Kennel Link directly to request those changes. Here is an example of what the customer will receive. Let's move on to the boarding reservation decline email section. This is the email you will send to your customer when you are unable to accommodate the reservation request. Just like the previous emails, this one is also fully customizable. We will leave it as is for the tutorial. After that, we will move on to the Where Heard section. Here you can add the specific selections for where the customer heard about your business. You will want to add known selections for your customers to choose from. If you would like, you may also choose to have an Other field where the customer would manually type in where they heard about you if it is not included on the list. Next, we will move on to Special Services. This is where you can give your customer the ability to select services that you offer while making the reservation request. Upsells can happen here. Therefore, you want to display the services you offer. You may also choose to add a description. For example, we'll add peanut butter Kong. For the description, we'll add your pet's favorite Kong toy stuffed with peanut butter. They get hours of enjoyment from this treat. Then we will add walk. For the description, we'll add your pet will have a 20-minute walk on our lush property. This is what your customer will see. Now we will look at drop-off and pickup hours. For the convenience of your customer, you can add this information to be displayed while the customer is making their reservation request. This is where you will add your business's drop-off and pickup times. You may also list other important information. This is what your customer will see. In the next section, we are going to learn about credit card processing and deposits. This section is only for customers who do their credit card processing with Kennel Link. This section of your public access adds dynamic capabilities for you and your customers. It allows you to require deposits, and it allows your customers to pay deposits and their bill through public access. If your credit card processing is with Kennel Link and you'd like to require deposits for reservation requests or allow your customer to pay their bills online, you will select Yes. Then you will need to select the credit cards you accept. Simply deselect the cards you don't accept. If you change the cards you accept, you would come back here and change the selections. Now you will have the opportunity to require a deposit for reservations. Why deposits? First, it will help the customer understand that they are making a commitment to your business. Secondly, it will protect you from being flooded with fraudulent reservations made by competing kennels or unscrupulous users. As you can see, Kennel Inc. has given you a lot of choices regarding deposits. For overnights, you can have a flat fee per pet or per room, or you can have a nightly amount per pet or room. For day boarding, you can have a flat fee per pet or per room. You may also add additional deposits for longer stays. Okay, let's add some deposit information in. For this tutorial, we are going to select nightly amount per pet for overnight boarding. The deposit will be $15 for the first pet, plus $10 for each additional pet. For day boarding, we will select flat amount per room. The deposit will be $10 for the first room, plus $5 for each additional room. Since deposits are being required, you will need to make it clear with your customers what your policy is about refunds on deposits. So we will add a deposit refund policy. In order to receive a full refund on your deposit, you must cancel within 72 hours of your reservation. If cancellation is made less than 72 hours before your reservation, a credit for future stay will be credited to your account if we are able to rebook your reservation. Again, this is an example, and you should make a refund policy that works with your business. This is what your customer will see when they are making a reservation request. If you require deposits, your customer will easily and safely pay a deposit during the reservation request. They will be able to pay their bill or outstanding balance and have access to the last 18 months of historical bills. When your customer makes a deposit or payment on the public access account, a receipt will be automatically generated via email. The email will contain the payment amount and what type of payment was made. Like the other emails, this one may be customized. This one will remain the same for the tutorial. And finally, the most important step when completing your configuration is to click on the Save button. That will save your changes and complete your initial configuration process. A success page will appear. This concludes the tutorial on configuring your website for public access. Again, thank you for choosing Kennel Inc.